this afternoon. We bring to you a special art report on the creative lens on a production written by Blakka Ellis, performed and viewed at Edna Manley called tock. We will now turn over to Biscuit, where she will be reporting live at Edna Manley, getting feedback from the audience after watching the tock production. Over to you, Biscuit. We are here reporting live. I am Biscuit, and we are here getting feedback from the audience after watching the play, directed and written by Blakka Ellis. We will be getting the audience feedback. Let's go. My feedback on the play, I'd say the character development was commendable. Every actor clearly embodied their role. Without even speaking, their costumes and movements told the story. Through acting, they effectively delivered themes like religion versus worldly influences, abuse, poverty, belief in self, and the complexity of masculinity in today's society. The portrayal of youth and their struggles felt authentic and relatable. Yeah. What do you think, Sarah? What do I think? I was a bit surprised of the rawness of the language. Especially in a formal space like Edna Manley, yeah. But it was a bold and honest reflection of trench town stories, yeah. This really grounded the performance in cultural truth and brought authenticity to the stage. Yeah. We hear it from the audience at Edna Manley who watched the play tock. I will still be here gathering feedback from the audience, but until now, over back to Serena. Thank you for that, Biscuit. While Biscuit is on the other end, collecting feedback from the audience at Edna Manley, I will be sharing some online comments. A comment shared from Dijonay. Now, what TikTok lacked in full plot resolution, it certainly made up for in other areas. The setting was excellent, scene changes were made clear with effective lighting props and stage movement. Conflict was present, especially for the talented youth who continued pursuing music despite community criticism. His resilience was a strong moment of hope and inner strength. So that was a comment shared from Dijonay. Back to you, Biscuits, on the other end. I did enjoy the play, like from the beginning, the play tock, like it opened, the actors were coming on stage, breathing heavily or whatnot. The lights, they were dimmed at first and then it slowly started to brighten. We were introduced to the characters like really early, and not just through like words, but with like raw body language and expressive tone. That was neat. The play setting, it immediately established that it was like a poor inner city in Jamaica. It showed how like they were battling like real life issues like poverty, abuse, identity, and youth frustration. Yeah, and that was great. As the plot unfolded, I like saw the potentials and saw like a bit of rising action as it like emerged with like the young man who was doing that character, where he was passionate about music, but also struggled for support and validation. So I could see that rising action there where he was constantly like turned down by others around him and not supported. There was this other girl, a teenage girl. Her character and the rising action there also showed she was constantly leaving from her mother's house, going to sleep with her boyfriend. So that was a rising action for me. It to the way that it was depicted, it seemed as if she would skip school and, just to be with her man. There was also like a preacher figure that constantly came on the stage with like cards and scriptures on it. So, we could see that was a rising, that had potential. So these all had potential to like turn and evolve and go to a climax, all those characters and their stories. But to me, with all that being said, where the potential was there and the rising action was there was no climax. Nothing really happened like with the characters. Yeah, nothing really happened. I agree with what she says. Like for instance, the storyline about male identity, where men boldly claim power through toxic masculinity, never really resolved. There wasn't really never really resolved. There was no turning point, no shift in their mindset. Similarly, the young girl action, though impactful, didn't show consequences or development. Even a later scene where the characters ended up with babies, there was no clarity. Like the young girl, there was no message, like what the audience was meant to take from her journey. We just saw her with a baby. So this left me feeling like the climax and the falling action of the play were underdeveloped. There we have it. In conclusion, according to the people, TikTok is a compelling production with strong themes, clear character portrayals, and an immersive setting. However, from a story perspective, the plot lacked full progression and resolution. Still, it's a valuable and emotional piece of theater that invites us to reflect on our society, and for that, it earns my respect. Over to you, Serena. That's your cultural check tonight. Reporting from the Creative Lens, I'm Serena. Good night.